Phidias cemented the classical Greek ideals of naturalism, ideal proportion, balanced composition, and the integration of sculpture with architecture, most famously through his work on the Parthenon, the Athena Parthenos, and the statue of Zeus at Olympia. His use of chryselephantine sculpture, gold and ivory, as well as masterful depictions of drapery, anatomy, and the human form in motion, set standards of technical excellence. These works embody philosophical and aesthetic notions, ideal beauty, harmony, spiritual grandeur, that resonated through Greek art and became touchstones for what classical meant in later ages. In subsequent eras, from the Hellenistic to Roman periods, and then especially during the Renaissance and the neoclassical revival, artists and sculptors repeatedly looked back to Phidias' legacy. For example, the Neo-Attic style in later Hellenistic and Roman art explicitly sought to revive and adapt the serenity, ideal forms, refined execution, and correct taste of the classical era, many traits traceable to Phidias' work. Renaissance masters as Michelangelo and later neoclassical sculptors drew on his league of proportion, his compositional balance, his idealized but vitalized human forms, making his approach a persistent standard against which good sculpture was measured. Phidias and Michelangelo, though separated by over a millennium, share profound stylistic and philosophical affinities, rooted in their pursuit of idealized beauty and divine representation. Phidias was renowned for his monumental depictions of gods, such as statue of Zeus at Olympia and Athens Parthenos, which embodied the Platonic ideals of form and harmony. His work reflected the philosophical currents of his time, particularly the notion that art could manifest metaphysical truths through proportion and symmetry. Cicero and Plato viewed Phidias' creations as attempts to give physical forms to abstract divine concepts, using sculpture as a medium to bridge the visible and the invisible. Michelangelo, working in the High Renaissance, similarly infused his art with philosophical depth, drawing from Neoplatonism and Christian theology. His sculptures, like the Plata and David, emphasized the human form as a vessel of divine expression. Michelangelo's mastery of anatomy created emotionally charged works and conveyed spiritual narratives and the tension between earthly suffering and divine grace. Like Phidias, he saw the artist as a conduit for higher truths, shaping marble not merely to imitate nature, but to reveal the soul within. Both artists, through their reverence for classical ideals and their philosophical engagement with form, elevated sculpture to a transcendent art form. The artistic disciplines employed by Phidias in the Parthenon pediments laid foundational principles that resonated through the Renaissance. Michelangelo and other Renaissance artists not only revived but also reinterpreted these classical ideals, adapting them to contemporary contexts. Through their mastery of form, techniques, and philosophical expression, these artists demonstrate a continuous thread of artistic excellence and intellectual engagement that bridges ancient Greece, Italian Renaissance, and modern art. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave your comments below.